Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tech Tejendra. And from today, I am starting a new series of tutorial, which is Red Hat Ansible tutorial. Okay, in the first part of this tutorial, we will learn what is Ansible and then how to install Ansible. And then we will understand Ansible configuration. And at the last, we will see how to configure control node and the manage node in Ansible. Okay, so I will explain every Ansible steps very simply so that the new user of Ansible can understand what is Ansible, what is this infrastructure automation is. So let's we move on to the next slide. Okay, so what is Ansible here? Okay, so everyone is know aware about the DevOps. Everything is being automated now. That's why there is the need of infrastructure automation also. Okay, so if you are aware of the DevOps pipeline, so here you can see that in this DevOps pipeline, everything is automated. So there is a very minimal human interaction, very minimal, or you can say no human interaction at all. Everything is very planned here and automated by the different tools. Okay, so like DevOps, we also need to automate the infrastructure also. Okay, so what is Ansible is? Ansible is an open source automation platform. Okay, so it is the open source first thing, and it is the automation platform. Automation for what? For infrastructure automation. Okay, means in infrastructure wise, we need servers, we need database, we need many things. Firewalls are there, many tools are there, which any application is required into the cloud or maybe maybe the you can say hybrid cloud, okay, or users own data centers. Okay, so and so many things are required in these servers. Okay, so means to automate all these process to installing multiple applications, multiple software into the into the servers. Okay, so all these work will come inside the Ansible automation platform. Okay, then describe an IT application infrastructure in Ansible playbook. Okay, so Ansible what? So like see, here it is the Ansible node. Okay, and there are two main things in required in Ansible node. One is playbook, another is the inventory. Okay, so playbook, like here we listed Ansible playbook. Okay, so playbook you can say is the rules. We define the rules how Ansible will work and will connect to these servers. Okay, and then we have an automation engine that runs Ansible playbook. Okay, so it is also contains the automation engine. Okay, it is not just defining the rules of the playbook. It is also engine to run this playbook. Okay, and there is the inventory. Okay, inventory means where you are listing all your host. Okay, so I will explain everything in detail, and at the last, Ansible is a agent list. Okay, so you may aware about other automation platform also like Ansible. Okay, Terraform is there and many others are there. Okay, Puppet you must have listened about. So all these other automation platform generally require a agent. Okay, agent what? Agent is need to be installed on these host machines. Okay, but in case of Ansible, we not need any agent to install on the managed host. Only a single Ansible machine is suffice. Okay, for every kind of automation, infrastructure automation. So how it will work? It will basically create the SSH connection with the different hosts, whatever is there in the inventory files, and then whatever rules are specified into the playbooks. Okay, like installing this firewall, install the web server, install the database server, configure that servers, database servers, and web servers, and many other things. Okay, so all these commands will be executed through the SSH. Okay, so that is how it's work. Okay, now let me move to the next slide. Now let me show you installing the Ansible. Okay, how to install Ansible. So like in the previous video, I told you that Ansible basically is a machine. You can say is a machine. It can be your system administrator TP also, or it can be a stand-alone machine. You can say virtual machine into the cloud. Okay, so for your demonstration purpose and whatever example we will do in the subsequent videos. Okay, so I have created a infrastructure in AWS. Okay, so all the demonstration I will do in AWS account. Okay, so here you can see I have as of now I have configured 3 virtual machines here in AWS, and the first machine is the control node, and another 2 machines are the managed hosts. So if I go to the previous slide, so this machine, okay, this machine is the control node in which we will keep playbook as well as the inventory, and the machines where we need to change the infrastructure, we need to automate the infrastructure, these machines are called the managed host. Okay, so you can see I have one control node configured and 2 managed hosts configured. Okay, so how I configured them, actually in AWS I um, I use the Ubuntu. Okay, so um, basically I created Ubuntu virtual machines there. Okay, all 3 machines are Ubuntu virtual machines, and here then I have set up the SSH, as I told you that this all things will be happen through the SSH. Okay, so that's why my means from my control node, these 2 machines, managed host 1 and managed host 2, must be connected via the SSH. Okay, so here you can see how we can set up the SSH. So SSH setup is very easy thing. Okay, you just need to run this command ssh keygen into your control node machine, and then copy this file id rsa pub file, whatever content of the id rsa pub file into the host machines, managed host machines authorized key file. Okay, so that is all you need to do. So I have already done it, so let me show you the infrastructure here. Okay, as I told you, this is my AWS console. I have already configured these machines here. This is controller and other are the managed host. Okay, and now let me go inside the control node. Okay, to install the Ansible. Okay, so this is my public ID for the control node. Okay, so I have listed down the command here. It is very simple command, login AWS, and I have listed down here to log in into my AWS account, AWS control node. Okay, so let me open my PowerShell here. Okay, okay. So now this is the command. Okay, SSH, and let me log in into this. Okay, so you can see I have login into my Ubuntu machine, and it is my control node. Okay, so for Ansible, the required thing is the Python. Okay, your machine must have the Python installed. Okay, before installing the Ansible. So let's first check whether Python is installed there or not. So let me check here by this command. So okay, so my Python is already installed here. So now we let install the um, Ansible. Okay, so for Ansible, the command would be different machine to machine. Okay, so for Ubuntu, these 4 command you have to execute. For Linux, Red Hat Linux command are different. Okay, so but these command you can easily found into the Ansible documentation, into or you can also find into the Google. Okay, so let we execute this command one by one. Okay, so first command I am executing, and let me copy second command. Okay, let me copy third command here. And then final command is basically will install the Ansible. Other command will install the dependencies if there is any required. Okay. So now my Ansible is being installed here. It will take around 30 seconds or maybe 45 seconds time to complete. Okay, it's complete now. It is a very small package. So Ubuntu has been installed. Now, if we check our Ansible minus version. Okay, then here you can see our config file is this. This is the default location of config file. And you can see Python version it is using it is 2.7.17. Okay, so everything is has been installed and now our system is ready, okay, to use Ansible. Okay, then we have installed the Ansible. We have verified that our Ansible is installed here by using Ansible minus version command. Okay, let me move ahead. Okay, so now let me understand Ansible configuration. Okay, so Ansible configuration is the ansible.cfg file, Ansible configuration file. Okay, so here are the three locations where we can keep our Ansible configuration file. One is under it is the default location. As I show you, once we will run this Ansible minus version command, okay, it will show the location of our configuration file. So it is showing that etc ansible.cfg file. Okay, that is the location. This is the default location. Okay, then the user's home directory, it is the user's home directory. Inside it you can create a dot means hidden ansible.cfg file. Okay, and third is your working directory. Okay, whatever working directory is yours, so inside your working directory you can create the Ansible cfg file. And fourth way is to use the environment variable or Ansible config file. And this variable and Ansible config file may contain the location of your Ansible configuration file. So how will be the preferences? Okay, so suppose your Ansible configuration file is is present in all these four locations. Okay, then what Ansible engine will pick? Okay, which Ansible file Ansible engine will pick? Okay, so this is the precedence. Okay, from 4 to 1. Okay, first preference is the Ansible. If you have set up your environment variable Ansible config, and whatever value is there, it will pick from it from here. Okay, so fourth is the having the precedence one. Then number three, your working directory. Inside your working directory, if you are executing your Ansible command, and in this working directory if Ansible configuration file is present, then it will pick from here. And then we third preference is the in your home directory Ansible file, and finally the default one. Okay, but the recommended way is the third one. Okay, so means you should have your Ansible configuration file in your working directory. Okay, that is the recommended way by the Red Hat Ansible. Okay, so we will also follow this third step. Okay, now, let me move to the next topic of today, configure control node and managed host. Okay, so I will again going to demonstrate you how to create the Ansible configuration file, how to create the inventory file, and then I will execute these two command. Okay, to show means the first command is just will show means how many managed hosts are here, and second command will actually will create the connection with the managed host. Okay, as I showed you that SSH connection must be there. I have already set up this SSH connection. Okay, uh, okay, but if once you will do, then you first before installing Ansible you must need to ensure that your SSH connection is in place. Okay, so this command will only be executed once your SSH connection is already set up. Okay, so let me go one by one. So let me give you some introduction of this Ansible configuration file. So This is the starting point defaults. Okay, this is showing inventory, means it is showing the location of your inventory file. So dot inventory means my inventory will be in the same directory where my configuration Ansible configuration file is there. That's why it is dot inventory. And then remote user, I am using user Ubuntu. Okay, Ubuntu is my username. Ask password, I have set it false. Okay, it will not. And then it is the privilege escalation. Okay, so once we will do automation kind of thing into the managed host, okay, then the user who is basically connecting to this managed host must have the rights to execute the must have the rights, must have the permissions to do this installations and many kind of configuration work on the managed host. Okay, so that's why we need to give the privilege escalation. Become true means giving the rights. Okay, user the means kind of giving the kind of super user rights to this user to do this all configuration kind of work in managed host. Okay, methods would be sudo. Super user method would be sudo. User would be root. Okay, and password ask password false means it will not ask the password. Okay, then it is the sample inventory file which we will configure. In this sample file, I have created three groups here. One is myself, it is just a local host. Then I have as I showed you in my panel. Okay, so I am having managed host 1 and another is the managed host 2. So if I show you the managed host 1, so here you can see the private DNS. Okay, private, because now we are connecting inside the cloud. That's why we need not to use public DNS. Okay, for faster connection we will use a private because it is within the same network. Okay, so we will use this private IP. Okay, so the private is 144, and for managed host, if you see, okay, so here is the 139, the private DNS. Okay, so these through 1144 and 139. So let we assume in our example what we will do for managed host 1 we will make it the web server, and managed host 2 we will make it the database server. Okay, so that's why the group name is web and the group name is DB. Okay, so let's move to the demonstration part here. Okay, so I am inside my home directory. Okay, so I am inside my home directory. So let me first create a directory here. Let me give it name Ansible. Now cd Ansible. Okay, now we are inside our home directory. Currently this directory is empty, so let first create a ansible.cfg file inside it. Ansible.cfg file we are creating. Okay, and let me copy and paste the content which I have showed you. So this is the content of Ansible CFG file here. Okay, and let come out of it. WQ. Okay, now as I shown you, if you can see here, um, Ansible -1 version. Okay, it is showing the default location of your configuration file. Okay, now if I once again run this command, okay, sorry. Okay, if I run again this command, okay, now configuration file, it is taking what? Home Ubuntu Ansible, which we recently created this directory, and inside it Ansible. So as I shown you in my this how to configuration Ansible file. So here as you can see the precedence. Okay, so that's why it is taking this precedence automatically. Okay, now let me create inventory file here. Let me also copy content of inventory file. Okay, now you can see inside this directory, I am having one Ansible configuration file and another is the inventory file. Let me run these two commands as I showed you. Okay, Ansible all minus list host. Okay, so it will show our hosts. Okay, so it is currently showing three hosts. Okay, the first two is our AWS servers managed host, and last one is the local host. Okay, as we configured. Okay, like here, one is local host, another two is the our managed host. Okay, let we run the ping command. Okay, let me also tell you this command. What did this how this command will run? Okay, Ansible is just a Ansible command. Okay, and all means it will execute this command in the all host. Means we have three. We are having three hosts. Means at all host it will run this command. And which command minus m means the command. Okay, which command will run the it will run the ping command. Okay, in all these three hosts. Okay. So as you can see from red color, you can see this it was not able to ping the local host. Okay, through because permission was denied. Okay, no SSH being configured within the same machine. Local host is the same machine. Okay, but as you can see, it is success. Ping command is success for other two managed hosts. Okay, 144 and 139. Okay, so our command gets success here. Okay, let me also show you if I like to run this ping command only inside the web servers. Okay, so we configured web server as 144, so the ping command is successful. Likewise, if I want to check the ping command into my DB server, okay, so it is also successful in 139. Okay, so that's all for part one. Okay, in next part we will deep dive into the Ansible, then how exactly Ansible will work. Okay, thanks everyone for watching my video. Thanks again.